Up the hill, y'all. Up the hill, up the hill, up the hill. Talk, talk, talk. And walk up the hill, walk up the hill. Keep moving, keep moving. To the top. We're at the top. We're at the top of the hill. Listen to yourself. Listen to how you sound as you walk and talk. Whether you're flat, whether you're inclining or declining. Some people say that going down the hill is easier. Well, that's not true for everybody. That's not true for everybody. It all depends on you and your body, your mechanics. Remember to take some deep breaths in, breathe in through your nose, allow that oxygen, allow all the air that's coming through in your inhalation to be filtered. Exhale, breathe out through your mouth. Breathe out through your mouth. If you need extra air when you're breathing, it's okay to breathe in through both your nose and your mouth. Okay? A lot of times when we're doing that high intensity workout, we need extra air, some of us. So it's okay to breathe in through both your nose and your mouth. Exhale through your mouth. Inhale, exhale. Inhalation, exhalation. Breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. Breathe in, breathe in, breathe in. Belly breathe, go deep, and out through your mouth. Allow those nasal hairs in your nares to filter that air, filter your oxygen. Go deep, breathe in, open, open, open those bronchioles. All right, open them up. All right, and exhale. And exhale. Movement is key. Movement is key. There are so many free things we can do, right? Walking is free. Movement is key and walking is free. Okay? Okay? Movement is free, is key, and walking is free. There you go. Movement is key, walking is free. Now watch this. I have to report back to y'all later. I just threw out a test, another test, and I throw them out because I can. If you don't want to fail them or pass them, don't take them. Movement is key, walking is free. But there's so much more you can do to move. Okay, so much more you can do with your body. You can explore to get your cardiovascular and aerobic activities in each day, right? Watch the legs move. Be encouraged. I'm not here to motivate you. You're grown adults. Motivate yourselves, okay? Allow those who truly know you and love you to motivate you. But once you have been motivated, I hope that I see you and I can encourage you to keep that motivation. Okay? Okay? There's a slight difference between the two words for me. Motivation, you got to get started. The spark has to flicker. You got to do it. You got to be motivated, pushed, inclined to get up and do whatever it is that you need to do. All right? Once you have decided, sometimes you don't keep up with it the way you would like. You may say 5 days and you only do one. You may say an hour and you only do 30 minutes. You only do 10 minutes. Well, I'm here to encourage you to keep striving for that goal of an hour. Keep striving for that goal of 3 days a week. I'm not here to motivate you. If you find motivation in that, that's fine. But I've learned a long time ago, I'm not motivating grown women. I'm here to encourage you to do what you found. I'm here to encourage you to, whatever motivation you have found, or whatever thing it is you've been motivated to do, I want to meet you after that to encourage you. Okay? Because motivation is one thing to me, encouragement is another. Those synonymous. One is one thing and one is another. That's for me and the way I handle it. So get up, boom, 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 jump, 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 jump. Work your body, work your body. Make sure you don't hurt your body. Do a minute of power walking. Let's go. Heels, feet, and toes. Heels, feet, and toes. Pick those feet up. Pick them up. Heels, feet, and toes. Pick them up. We're gonna power walk. So however you like to do it, you can do that minute. Then you slow down and do 2 minutes of a moderate walk or even a slow walk. Okay? Of a moderate walk or even a slow walk. Just want to work your body. Work your body. Just make sure you don't hurt your body. Work your body. Work your body. Don't overexert your body. And stop trying to compete when you don't compare. And sometimes it's not that you're just trying to do exactly what someone else can do, which you can't. None of us can. Sometimes a lot of us can do more. A lot of us can't do as much. But find your own rhythm, your own key, your own skilo, your own way that you rock. Okay? Find your own. Everybody else is taken. Remember, consistency is key, but you have to be persistent. Be consistent and be persistent about being consistent. Watch what you've been taking to your body. Okay, those empty carbs. All right? Don't starve yourself trying to reach for the, trying to do the next diet fad. Don't starve yourself. Don't mix your proteins, carbs, and fats up in a way that's not healthy. Okay? Know your size. Most of us know our weight and the weight that we would like to be for our height. Okay? So know that. This channel is for informational, educational, and entertainment purposes only. Don't do anything you see me do or hear me say over here without doing your research. If you do, you're doing that at your own risk. All right? Contact your primary health care provider. I tell y'all who they are all the time. Your general doctor, your medical doctor, all right? Your family doctor, him, her, right? Right? Your physician's assistant, your nurse practitioner. Sometimes they're all in the same office. You go in and you see one or the other. Let's see, who is that? Hi there. I can't say your name, but hello. Thank you for saying hi. So, your nurse, your registered nurse, right? Your specialty doctors. If you've had any injuries in the past, your occupational therapist, your physical therapist, right? They tend to get you straight for a few weeks and they send you home with the knowledge and the tools you need to continue your journey, right? Your personal trainer, even, whether he comes to your house, whether he's at your local gym, your motivational speaker, your psychologist, your psychiatrist, all of those, any combination of those people, that's your healthcare team. Thank you, guys. So pay attention to what your healthcare team tells you. When you're on social media, a lot of the things that people say to you, those things are true, but they may not necessarily be true for you in your particular situation, okay? They may not necessarily be true for you in your particular situation, right? If you've had certain injuries and you don't need to be jumping, the craziest thing in the world would be for you to go and try to jump just to show out. But you do not believe. Because listen, you try to do it to show somebody that you can't do it and you're not even supposed to be doing it. Why put your body at risk? And if you do that, then you can't do it in a way that's impressive. And that's probably your goal, to try and impress, right? Show and prove. So do the things that are conducive to you, improving your health and keeping yourself where you need to be and improving. Not the things that may cause you, unnecessary stress. All right? So watch the legs move. Look at the legs move. Look at those insects, y'all. The insects. Look at the insects. They are out here and about. Be encouraged to get up and move your legs, your arms, not just your legs. Everybody's on this walking kick. Some people, it takes them to see somebody else be on a kick, just like a diet fad, right? You can move. You cannot even get up and leave your home. You cannot even get on your bike, your treadmill. There are so many other ways you can burn fat. Okay? So many other ways. You have your legs, you have your arms, you have your waist. Okay? Full body, head to toe. Full body workout. Okay? When the weather is inclement, you don't want to go outside, or it's too hot, it's too cold, or you just don't feel like going outside. Get on your treadmill, your stationary bike, your walking pad, your stepper. Use your step. Use your step platform. Okay? If you don't have any equipment, get up and dance. Get up and walk around the biggest room in your house. March in place. Walk in place. Use your arms, okay? Just do anything that you can do to put your body to work using proper form and structure, okay? Using your equipment properly to get in your cardiovascular aerobic activity and to also get in your resistance training, okay? You want to build muscle. Ladies, after a certain age, you start to lose muscle, right? And men too. But I'm specifically addressing the ladies. All those quick wraps and stuff like that, nah. They'll give you something to make you look at the thing, oh, I squeezed that down. Now you got to get up and tone, build muscle. Tone and build muscle. All right? Get that strength at least twice a week so that you'll be able to do your cardiovascular activities more days, longer. All right? So watch the legs move, but no, move those arms, right? Move those arms. See, you don't always see them moving, but they're moving. Then we switch and we move the other arm. And when we're not on the phone, we're using both, okay, at the same time. All right? Listen to how you sound. All right? Sometimes you may not feel funny, but listen to how you sound so you can get the full gist of how your body feels. All right? It's okay to be winded. We're moving, okay? We're moving. But the way you sound should be based on your intensity of movement, okay? All right? I know you don't walk heels every week. All right? So you have to build up to things. Whatever it is that you want to do, have the sense and the courage enough to build up to it, right? Not just try and tackle it one day and then be like, okay, it's because I'm doing this. It's because I'm doing. It's because you're doing that and you didn't take the time to build up that stamina, to build up your endurance, okay? To build yourself up to do that. You do that slowly. Now, if you're 20 years old, 3 years removed from high school, you're a college student, maybe you can jump out there and do it like it's nothing. Even if you haven't done it for the past 2 to 3 years. But if you're seasoned, okay, why go out there and work your body only to hurt your body? Okay? We don't want to hurt our bodies. We want to use proper sense, proper form, proper structure, proper technique. Okay? And whatever it is that we're trying to do, we will build up. You have to build up. All right. So we have gotten that other 15 minutes in because the phone went out. Thank you guys for coming by. We're going to go across some of those R words. We're going to touch on those. Relax. Hope you've gotten a chance to relax this weekend. Thank you for the thumbs up. I appreciate those who are coming through. Relax. Relate to the things that you can. I'm not going to say don't worry about them because most of us, we're human. There are going to be some things that we worry about, but try your best to relate to what you can. All right. Allow God to take care of the rest. Resolve the things that you can and allow him to take care of the rest. All right. Remember who you are, who you were, who you are, and who you would like to be. Okay. Give yourself a pep talk. Don't look at anybody else. It's good to have those who love you, encourage you, motivate you, lift you up, catch you when you feel like you're sliding down. But go into that bathroom, go into your bedroom, wherever you have a mirror, and look at yourself. Be motivated and encouraged by yourself. You can't be anybody else. You can do some of the things they do. You can try. And people can look at you and tell you don't quite know what you're doing. And if you're realistic with yourself, you know you don't quite know what you're doing. You know what you're trying to do. But you got to meet you where you are. I say that all the time. I'm going to keep saying it. If you don't like it, why are you watching? You got to meet you where you are. The main people that don't like what you say, run right away and say it. Run right away and say it. So you've got to meet you where you are and build on that. It's like the building blocks of protein. You got to meet you where you are and build on it. Again, we talked about the fad diets and stuff like that. Listen, you got certain goals and that's what you want to do. That's fine short term, but those fad diets, do them for the short term or whatever, but think about lifestyle. Think about lifestyle changes, diet changes. M&Ms, remember? We eat M&Ms over here. We're not talking about the candy-covered chocolates. We're talking about moderation and modification, right? Everything in moderation and all things with the potential of knowing that you may have to have some modification, all right? So you want to eat things in moderation. That's the best type of diet to have. A diet that's striving to be healthy, getting in the appropriate number of carbs, proteins, and fats for the weight that you would like to be. You know, because everybody who's exercising, they have different goals. Some of us have the same goals, but you may have the goal to lose weight, or just to be fit, to remain fit, or to improve your fitness level, right? Right? So your goal may be to lose weight, to remain fit, keep your current fitness level, or to improve your current fitness level, or to release and relax your mind, maybe for some emotional release, right? Yeah, I'm back. I don't know. It said, I saw that when you said I was buffering. Is your name, do I call you top to bottom or just top? Because I don't want to keep saying your whole name and you go about something else. But it was like my network dropped to 4G. And I'm like, what's going on? So I'm thinking it was something with the network because I'm in a familiar area. But it was still going. The live was still going. So I just said after 15 minutes, at the 15-minute mark, I was just going to start it over. And that's what I did. So I turned it. Okay, top is fine. Okay. So I turned the phone off, turned it back on. And so far, it started out a little shaky, but so far it's been okay. So far it's been okay. So again, y'all, we're about to close it on out. So you guys know R is a very important letter to me, right? Remember who you were, who you are, and who you would like to be. Okay? All right? Relax. Find you some time throughout each and every day. Just like I encourage you guys to get up and move each and every day for an hour. Minimum 30 minutes. Depending on your fitness level, maybe 15 minutes is good. Remember, don't do as I say or do. Right? We drop nuggets over here in Lions Pride. We do not professionally, medically, or clinically assess, diagnose, treat, or evaluate. Right? We drop nuggets. That's what I do over here. Sometimes my chat, they drop nuggets. We drop nuggets about things that work for us and those that we know and love. Okay? Thank you guys for those thumbs up. I appreciate you. So that's what we do over here in the Pride. We drop nuggets, and we'd like for you to pick up those nuggets, research those nuggets through reputable sources, okay? People like to say, do your research, do your research, do your research. So people are like, well, where do I research? There's nothing wrong with that good old library, y'all. Libraries do still exist. They are open. Go in there and read you some journals. Read you some books. Read magazines. And everybody thinks that everything that's up to date is online. There's a lot of up-to-date stuff online, but there's a lot of things online that you have to be careful about, should you trust it or not. So I tend to go for the .orgs, the .orgs, the .edus, the .educations, the .govs, depending on which governmental site it is. Right now, I'm not too into the .govs, okay? And I'm just being honest. The .journals, places like that have people who are doing research. Now, that being said, I know a lot of times people will say, well, when I look at that stuff and then I go and talk to the doctor, because y'all know that's what I say. Whatever you hear over here, you do it. You see me do it on my shorts, because I'm primarily a shorts channel, right? So if you see me do it or hear me say it, you do so at your own risk. We're for entertainment, educational, and informational purposes only. Look at that frog, y'all. So we're just giving you some nuggets. All right? Those nuggets may or may not work for you, but we're trying to give you good nuggets that may work for you or someone that you love. Hopefully, some of the things that you get from me, or when I have a chat that's, telling us some things that they do, you do your research, right? And you figure out if those nuggets can work for you or your sister, your brother, your mother, your father, your daughter, your son, your cousin, your nephew, your niece, your church member, and you tell them the same thing. This may or may not work for you, but I've heard this. And tell them to do their research, okay? And once they do their research, their next doctor's appointment, talk to the doctor about it. Now, that being said, a lot of people are like, well, doctors will usually tell you, you don't believe what you see on the internet. Let me tell you something. Doctors use the internet as well, okay? Sometimes doctors tell you things because of their own personal beliefs. And sometimes it's not so much that. Sometimes it's just that they're trying to stick to the core principles of being a healthcare professional, right? So they don't want you to get so focused on doing something because it worked for somebody else. They want you to talk with them, and hopefully, not all doctors are not the same, but a good doctor will be like, okay, we can try that if you would like. If it's something that he thinks is just not going to work, or maybe more harm than good, he's not going to suggest it. She's not going to suggest it. But if it's something that you can just work on, yeah. Because a lot of doctors don't believe in a holistic approach at all, right? So you have to be careful of who you talk to. Some doctors are scientific based only. Their thought processes are science only. So there are some things that, common sense can kind of tell you it's okay for you to try it or to do it, especially certain habits, breaking certain habits or incorporating new habits that seem good. But if you're on certain medications, okay, you have certain prescribed medications or certain conditions, just listen to your doctor. Listen to your doctor. And if you do anything that's different, that's on you. But listen, not saying that you can't find something that works for you on your medicine and stuff like that. Just be very careful, very mindful, and very attentive to your body. Remember, listen to how your body feels. All right? Listen to how your body feels. Okay? Remember I said you'll hear people, they're a little bit winded. Well, of course, they're walking and talking. They're running, jogging. If you can walk and talk, that is one of the signs of your fitness level. Because some people can walk and talk, but okay. And then they're making up reasons for why they're breathing like that. The most important part is the walking, the movement. Okay? So you don't have to talk. Just walk. Get in that movement. The movement is what's crucial. Okay? Let's see. Or whatever the chairman tells them to say. I learned from experience. Yep. That's true. Because a lot of times they work, in offices or groups. and things like that. So just try your best to find you a doctor, a good nurse practitioner, good physician's assistant who is honest, or who you feel like is honest, um, who doesn't appear or come off to be in it for the money, or just solely prescribing. Now, that being said, it is according to what is going on with you, okay? It is according to what's going on with you, all right? If you have to take something, take it. If the doctor has given you, like your blood pressure's been up the past 3 times, right? And you've said that you're gonna walk, you're gonna change your diet, and that blood pressure just won't go down. That blood sugar just won't go down. Those cholesterol numbers just won't go down. It's okay to take something. Just ask him or her to prescribe you the safest thing possible. And sometimes that's based on race and gender. The safest thing possible at the lowest dose possible. Okay? Sometimes you have every intention of changing your diet, changing your sleeping patterns, and you may do it, and within 3 months, everything is better, and you don't have to take anything. Well, listen, just because he prescribes something, continue to work on your sleeping patterns, continue to work on your diet, continue to work on your fitness, continue to do that. Maybe 6 months down the line, or maybe a year, then you can start talking about coming off of that medication, okay? Coming off of that medication, right? So do the things that are conducive to you having good health. Sometimes it is going to require medication. Yes, medications are, some of them are synthetic. But a lot of medications do come from the earth, okay? A lot of the ingredients do come from the earth. And yes, once man gets his hand in it, that's the reason a lot of us don't want to take it. But have y'all noticed, and I've said this before, people will take a pill if it means it's going to make them do something they really want to do, way quicker than they'll take a pill, say, to bring down the blood pressure, to fix the cholesterol, to fix the blood sugar. But if you tell them to take a vitamin that helps with nail growth or something, like, they ran into the Walmart. Where is it? What's the name of it? Well, you're still taking something in your body. People are quick to take those type of pills. But when it comes to the other pills, that are hopefully going to help to get certain things, those levels in order, they do not want to take them. And the doctor will say, okay, well, I'll see you in 6 weeks. You're going to make these changes. You feel like you can do it. I'll see you in 6 to 8 weeks. And some of you know that you're not going to start exercising within that time frame. Now, you might, and don't be discouraged if your numbers are the same or maybe slightly higher or just a little bit lower. Not the way you want it, but just a little bit. You were hoping that they would be lower. He said, okay, I see some improvement. And some doctors will say, well, okay, you're not used to this. It's a little bit higher, but we're going to give you another 6 to 8 weeks. All right. So most of them, a lot of them will work with you if you don't want to take the medicine. But you're going to get to a point, if your blood pressure is up and you've made some of those changes, just ask for the medicine that is the safest and the lowest dose. And Top says that's true. Ask them for what's safest and the lowest dose. And hopefully, as you continue to improve your lifestyle, as you continue to do more exercising, continue to eat better, getting out some of that processed food, that boxed and packaged food. You don't have to eat perfectly. But a lot of you guys right now know that you could improve your diet by 50% without going on a diet, right? Many of us right now could improve our diets by about 50% without even going on a technical quote-unquote diet, right? My husband's pressure went down when we left the city. See, I remember you saying something else about you guys leaving the city and some things improved. So, and that's a lot of times that's what it is. Sometimes you got to change what you're eating. Modification and moderation. Modification of what you eat. And sometimes you're exercising and you're doing something, you're like, this isn't working. You may not be doing the right exercises for your body type. Okay? Moderation in what you eat. And moderation in exercise. If you know you haven't exercised in years, don't jump up and try and do 5 days of weight training. Okay? And if you can walk every day, there's nothing wrong with doing cardio every day, as long as there's nothing physically preventing you from doing it. But don't just try to do, because then you'll get discouraged because you're not going to see the results as quickly as you would like. Okay? Even if you saw results, like say you got friends all up until your 30s, you never gain weight. You never gain weight. All of them gain weight. Some of them didn't even have kids and they gained weight. Some of the guys gained weight. And you stayed petite. But then you hit 40. And you hit 40. And then it's like, you're starting to look at yourself and you're like, my metabolism has always been high. And everybody was always like, at the first class reunion, like, oh, you hadn't gained a pound. Or maybe you only gained a couple of pounds. And now all of a sudden you've gained 15 pounds. See, that college spread didn't get you. Or maybe it did, but you were able to get that off real quickly after you got out of college. And then if everybody else was like, dang, she looked like she did in high school. He looked like he did in high school. But then you hit 40. And it's like, whoa. I've been the one that everybody's been saying, what do you do? What do you do? And now I'm like, okay. And then you got some people, they'll be 80 years old and never gained any more than 10 extra pounds in their life. Okay? So just be mindful of what you eat. And sometimes just altering, modifying your regular diet without making you go on some type of fad diet is enough. Remember, increasing the intake of water as long as you don't have any type of water fluid restrictions, okay? Especially when it's hot, you work outside or you exercise a lot. I usually say 6 to 8 ounce glasses of cups of water. Well, when you're working outside or when you work out a lot, or if you're doing both, you may need 10, 11 cups. 9, 10, 11, maybe even 12, depending on your weight. Because some people, they structure it based off their weight. Because there are different ways, that you can calculate how much water you need. The standard is kind of like 6 to 8 glasses any time of the year. But again, when it's hot, maybe you need a little bit more. And if you are on fluid restrictions, talk with your doctor about it. Like, doc, it's a heat wave, it is hot. Can I get an extra half a cup of water a day? Talk with them. Remember what I say, guys. Keep the lines of communication open with your healthcare team. Hormonal crash. See? It's so many things that it can be. Talked about so many things it can be. And some of the ladies, we talk about, what is it? Menopause, perimenopause, premenopausal. Listen, some people are kind of premenopausal in their mid-30s. Mid-30s. So by the time they're 40, 45, they're no longer having hot flashes. And the average woman around 45, 50, they're saying that they have hot flashes, and you're looking like, well, I got that out of the way quick. And then some never have them at all. Some never have them at all. Or if they do have something that feels like, I'm a little warm. That's like the gist of it. Like, that's about it. So people are different. So don't compare yourself to other people. I say it all the time. It's not something that's meant to be harmful or smart mouth. You cannot compete where you don't compare. That's in life in general. If the Joneses has a house that's 2-story, 6 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms, and you're in that neighborhood, but your home is 3 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, why do you have to go and buy the first thing that comes open on the market on that street that has 6 just because they have 6? If you can afford it and you need the room, go for it. But you don't have to be one of the top dogs on the street. If having a big house to you makes you a top dog, those people aren't going to pay your bills. They're not going to pay your bills. All right? So exactly, the hormones. And then you have some people who have, irregular cycles throughout, like maybe through high school, throughout adulthood, or maybe they were cool in high school, cool in college, and all of a sudden, they're kind of irregular. And it's not that they're premenopausal, of course, but they're not really, perimenopausal. They're not like in that stage right before. It's just, sometimes it's your environment that affects it. Sometimes it's the things that we eat. Sometimes it's the lotion that you put on your skin. A lot of things can affect it. They have you seen these commercials about, have you had relaxers? Does that mean everybody who's had a relaxer may experience the same thing? Not everybody, but enough people that they have commercials about it. Enough people they've done research to say there's some type of correlation. Okay, so a lot of people are very, very, very strict about what they use and what they eat. And just know, you're that one that stayed your same size, no more than maybe 5 extra pounds until you got 40, and then all of a sudden, you look like everybody else at the reunion. 15 extra pounds. Look, it was good while it lasted, right? So, this is ladies and gentlemen. So, just get you, Start moving a little bit more. Take self-evaluation. We talked about some of the R words already, right? Remember who you were, remember who you are, remember where you want to be and who you want to be. Release some of the places, some of the people, and some of the situations that are bringing you stress. Okay? All right? Reconstruct. Reevaluate. You gotta do some reevaluation. All right? Replenish your cup. All right? Restore. Okay? And we're not talking about just physically, mentally, emotionally. We're talking about it all. Not just physically and mentally. Physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. Okay? And it's going to affect your heart, mind, body, and soul. It's going to affect your heart, your mind, your body, and soul. The things that you do that affect your spiritual, physical, mental, and emotional, of course, they're going to affect your heart, mind, body, and soul. All right? So just try and stay in tune to things that make you feel better. Stop trying to see what works for Miss So-and-so on YouTube Avenue A, okay? And you're on YouTube Avenue D. You're on your YouTube street. She's on her YouTube street. And you may love some of the same things, some of the similar things, but make sure that you stay being you. Remember who you are. Another R word, remember. All right, respect. Of course, we all want respect, but a lot of us have a problem giving respect, right? Reassure. Sometimes you have to reassure yourself. You know how I say we gotta take care of ourselves if we want to be able to take care of those most important to us, our children, our spouses, our family and friends. We gotta take breaks sometimes to, take care of ourselves. Reassure, rest, get some relaxation, regroup, refocus, and restart. All right. And of course, that four-letter word self-love, self-dedication, self-motivation. Motivate yourself. Okay, self-commitment, self-determination. Okay, selfish. That's what I was talking about then. It's okay to be selfish. You got to be selfish sometimes. You're not trying to make it a habit. You're just making sure that you're taking care of you for a little bit so that you can continue to take care of those who are important to you. All right. So I'm about to get out of here. I was going to come back for 15 minutes, and we've been on here for 40 minutes. Thank you, top to bottom. Like I said, if you are a content creator and your chat is not full, let me tell you something. Sometimes that's the best thing for you. But just check your stuff. Check your stuff. More people hear you than you know. Okay? And be careful about what you say. Okay? Because more people hear you than you know. And that's why when you're on here and you're telling people to do certain things, you never know who's going to hear it. You never know where they are. That's why when I say drink a lot of water, drink plenty of water, I also have to remind people, if you are on some type of restriction, don't do that, okay? Don't do that. Because you may be somebody who may hear you who wants to increase their water anyway, and they're thinking about doing it. And that's just a simple example. And you're pushing it. Yes, they're adults, but maybe they're not. And then they go and drink it anyway. So that's why we always say consult your primary healthcare provider, your healthcare team, okay? Consult your healthcare team. What do I tell you guys? They are the cell, they are the atom, and you are the nucleus. You are the nucleus. That's your team. They lock arm in arm, hold hand in hand, and form a circle around you. They're the cell, you're the nucleus. You hold the DNA, you're the most important part of that cell, all right? All right, you have that information, all right? So be your own advocate. Motivate yourself. And I know it's easier said than done. Sometimes it gets hard to do it. And it's okay to find motivation from someone else, encouragement from someone else. And a lot of times that can be a stranger. So just be careful about where you find that motivation, where you find that encouragement. Okay? So I will see you guys on the next Let's Walk and Talk in Lines Pride. Remember, don't let bothered people bother you. We're going to close it out. Don't let stressed people stress you out. And if you find yourself in a misery lounge, grab your grip and go. Remember, GYGAG, grab your grip and go. And if someone comes into your space, your lounge, your platform, your home, you're not going to let them stay, right? It's okay to ask them to leave. GTGAG, tell them to grab their grip and go. GTGAG, grab their grip and go. Just like you grab your grip and you leave wherever you feel like you're not wanted. You see them, they're nice. It's all, you're watching TV, having snacks, and all of a sudden, those sheep start to unzip and the wolves come out. Keep your peace, protect your peace. Remember, remember, peace is the requirement, so it automatically becomes the reward. All right? Peace is the requirement, so it automatically becomes the reward. So I wish you guys peace, positivity, and prosperity. Because we know that wherever there's not peace, there's chaos. Wherever there's not positivity, there's negativity. And when they lock arm in arm and roam around, if you let them affect you, you fail to prosper to your fullest potential. I want to prosper. I want you guys to prosper. And I will see you guys on the next one. Y'all have a wonderful rest of your night, a wonderful rest of your weekend. And I'll see you on the next one. Thank you, Top, for being here. I appreciate you. Bye, y'all. And remember, please check out Top to Bottom Hair and Skincare. Bye, y'all.